What's happening, guys? It's Jeremy Blanton with RE/MAX Southern Shores, and today we're going to discuss the 5 pros and 5 cons of living in Myrtle Beach. As somebody who's lived here for the last 20 years now, I've got a pretty good understanding of things that people love about our area and things that just drive you nuts. So we're going to discuss these today. We're going to go through them, and let's get going. Alright, so let's start with the positive. We're going to first go over the pros of living here in Myrtle Beach and the 5 things that people love about our area. Number 1, the number 1 thing people love are beaches. They are absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't matter if you're up in the northern end of Little River, North Myrtle Beach, or all the way down through into Pawleys Island. We have some of the most beautiful beaches along the coast of South Carolina. So you definitely want to check them out. It's one of the top reasons people come to the area. Number 2, property taxes. People love buying a home here in South Carolina because our property taxes are so much lower than other parts of the country. I've written an entire article about it on my website. Go over there to myrtlebeachhomesblog.com. You can check it out. It will go through all the details that you'd want to know about buying a home here and what you can expect for property taxes on an annual basis. A lot of people who are buying homes here in the Myrtle Beach area are coming from states like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, up in the Northeast, where right now they may be paying property taxes each year in excess of $12,000 to $15,000 a year. When I explain to them that they can own a primary residence here in Myrtle Beach and that they're going to be able to get a house that's going to be extremely affordable and pay taxes of around $800 to $1,000 a year, they're sold. So property taxes are definitely a major benefit of buying a home here in the area. The third pro of living here in the Myrtle Beach area is the food. You know, I saw a statistic years ago back on TV 33, it's a local beach channel, that said that you could eat 3 meals a day here for a year and a half and never eat at the same place twice. There are definitely tons of places to pick to go and find a great meal. Now here's the thing, as a local, you're going to learn real quick where those local hangouts are and local spots where you can find even better food at better prices. Number 4, things to do here in the area. Because of Myrtle Beach having such a large attraction to people visiting and vacationing, there are tons of things to do all around the area. You can go find things to do great, like visiting the aquarium. You can get a locals pass there. It may cost you $25 to $30 for an entire year, and you can go as many times as you want. We have them for our family, and we love on rainy days to take trips there. But there's so many other things to do. We have all types of fun things like water parks, go-kart tracks, golf, mini golf. There are so many things to do here in the area. You never will have to worry about your kids or your family being bored because there's definitely something you can find fun to do in the area. And if nothing else, there's beautiful weather that you can go out and explore some of the amazing trails and things in the area which are out there for you to enjoy. And number 5, the weather. I would have to say, as somebody who came from the Northeast, this was probably one of the top factors into helping my family to determine moving south. We hated dealing with the snow on a regular basis. Every winter we were out shoveling snow, having to put layers of clothing on, dealing with all the dreary, ugly days of weather where you're stuck inside your house. We just had enough of it and decided it was time to move south. So we still get to see some of the seasons here. We still have a great fall, spring, and summer, but we also then have a very, very mild winter in which you're going to see maybe a couple days of temperatures just under the freezing mark, but you're going to have a beautiful time. If you see some snow or some ice come, here's the beautiful part. By lunchtime, it's usually melted and gone, and you can go on and enjoy your day in temperatures up in the mid-40s to 50s. So that'll probably be my top 5 things as to why you should consider moving to Myrtle Beach. Alright, so now that I explained to you some reasons why you should consider moving to Myrtle Beach, let me explain to you the 5 cons or 5 major negatives that I have found of living in this area. Number 1, flooding. Unfortunately, with the heavy storms we've had over the past few years, one of the big drawbacks that we've had in our area is that there has been some sections of the beach that have experienced some flooding. It's an unfortunate side effect of the heavy storms that sometimes come through our area. But the sections of the beach that have actually experienced the major flooding with catastrophic damage and those types of things happening has been fairly small in places, and a lot of things have been done over the past few years to help make that better, and they're constantly working on limiting the amount of flooding to happen down to even smaller. So if you have a good real estate agent who's helping you buy your house, they're going to be able to help guide and direct you into areas where you can have a safe house that you don't have to worry about that flooding. Number 2, seasonal traffic. Unfortunately, because of the beautiful weather we have here and the beautiful beaches and amazing golf courses, the seasonal traffic here in Myrtle Beach has become more and more. Our seasons have become longer each and every year. I would say right now that you can expect our main season to start usually in February, and it's going to run all the way up to almost Thanksgiving, because in the beginning and the end you have the golfers here. After that, you're then running into beaches and all of those other fun parts. So what happens with that is that there is more and more traffic in the area. Now, one of the things that they're doing here in the area is they are improving roads on a regular basis, bringing more and more ways for people to get around. And once you live here a little bit, you're going to learn where the locals travel so that you don't get stuck sitting in traffic for hours at a time trying to get through. However, if you're from a large city like my wife, she's from Atlanta, Georgia. She's used to it, and for her here in Myrtle Beach, she says this traffic means nothing. But it is something to consider, and like I said, once you learn the local ways around it, you don't have to be worried about it either. Number 3, tourist season. Like I said in number 2, with traffic, unfortunately, tourist season has become longer and longer in the area, which means that when you go to some restaurants, you might have a longer wait time to get a table. You might have a little bit more traffic on the road to get around. But here's the beautiful thing. Once you live here and become a local, you're gonna learn the places to go and eat, the things to do, the places to go, where you're not gonna get stuck waiting for 2 hours for a dinner table. As I shared with somebody on the phone yesterday, I've been able to take my family out to eat many times over the past few years, and I've never once waited more than 20 minutes to get a table anywhere. So there is a way to get around the tourist spots. You find the local spots where you can go, get the better food, get the better price, and have just as amazing experience without all of the wait. Number 4, hurricanes. Unfortunately, living here along the coast, hurricanes are something that you're going to have to deal with from time to time. We live in an area where we're right along the Gulf Stream where water's coming up through, and so people who are moving here start to freak out at times about hurricanes. But I kind of liken them to a snowstorm up north. Usually you're going to know ahead of time, several days in advance, when some sort of a storm is coming through, so you have time to prepare. Whether that's getting milk and bread like you did for a snowstorm up north, or whether it's getting milk or bread for a hurricane down here, you have basically the same amount of time to do that. If it's going to be something that looks like it's going to be a catastrophic one coming into our areas, then you simply pack up your stuff and you go move inland to a safer area. I've lived here now for 20 years, and during that whole time, I've only ever left one time for a hurricane. And honestly, the one time I did leave, I probably shouldn't have. I probably could have stayed here and not had anything to worry about. And number 5, the pay scale. People who work in certain industries like firefighters, doctors, police, nurses, all those types of industries, they've told me before that when they come down here after working up in the Northeast for maybe 10, 15 years in the industry doing it, that when they come here and try to get a job here, they're seeing a pay cut of usually almost half of what they made up in the Northeast. And I explained to them, here's the reason why. Cost of living here in the South versus living up in the Northeast is so much less. Therefore, the pay is going to be less as well. Everything is relatable in pay scales based on the area in which you live. So while you may have made $100,000 up there in the North as a nurse, down here you may only make $50,000 or $40,000, but you're still going to have more than enough to live an amazing life and enjoy the beautiful things here that Myrtle Beach has. So there you go, guys. There's my 5 pros and cons of living here in Myrtle Beach. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit that bell on so you get notified when new listings come out, and I will catch you in the next one. See you later. Bye-bye.